Hi friends, and welcome back to AmandaMuse. So today is the very last day of 2014. Can you believe it? It's crazy. So in honor of it being the very last day of the year, I thought what we would do together is a little reflection process. I threw a question out yesterday on my Facebook page, which, by the way, if you're not following me on Facebook, why aren't you? I'm very active on there. Let's chat. Let's be friends. Links below. Most of you suggested that I do the reflection. Let's look back and talk about things that I've learned in the past year. 10 things that I think I've learned in 2014. Let's start. Number 1, proximity defines relationships. Someone shared this with me at some point when I was feeling like I was struggling a little bit with my relationships with my family, with my friends that weren't always near to me physically when I was living in Malaysia. If you happen to live near your family, then most likely, not all the time, but a lot of times those relationships are quite strong, probably because you see them frequently, you share meals together, you share coffees together, etc. It definitely helps confirm and solidify and reaffirm relationships. So if you take yourself out of that city and out of the proximity to your family and friends, and you're living in a foreign country like I did, so those friends that I made while I was in Malaysia, I hold near and dear to my heart because they really did become very, very strong relationships and very strong friendships, and they're like family to me. I could probably go on with this, but you guys get the idea. Let's move on to number 2. Material things don't matter. But if you were to go back 28 weeks, I had sat down with a camera just like this and shared with you that we as a family were going to be embarking on a very big journey in terms of leaving Malaysia. And we've been there for 4.5 years. And in that process, I essentially sold 90% of everything we owned. And it was very difficult. Oh, there were tears. I just feel like all of that stuff really doesn't matter. Like right now, in the corner of this room, I have a bunch of stuff that I've accumulated over the course of my 30 years when I lived in Vancouver, when I lived in Malaysia, and it's all sitting in boxes. And do you think that I care about any of it? No. I haven't even opened the damn boxes that got shipped from Malaysia because I just don't care. You know, it's just stuff. And number 3, less is more in pretty much all areas of life. I feel like everything in moderation just is a very good lesson to take with you. I've got the necessities, and maybe because I've gone through such a big change this year, it's just kind of coming with the territory. When we go and set up in our new place, I have no intention of packing whatever place it is, a house, an apartment, a condo, full of shit. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, less is more. You don't need 3 of everything. Stop. Do you know what I'm saying? Just stop buying. Number 4. This one, I could do like a whole separate video on, but at the end of the day, I have learned to invest in people who invest in me. Now, I don't mean that in an utterly selfish way to say, well, if that person doesn't spend any time keeping in touch with me, then I'm not going to care at all. No. When I say people, I mean like in all areas of life. It can be friends, it can be families. There comes a point where you cannot continue to throw emotions, to throw energy, to throw love at people who just don't give a shit, really. I am not gonna spend the energy to cut people out of my life. I don't have time for that. I just think it's a lot of energy going into a negative place. But rather, I will always keep the door open. Do you know what I'm saying? If people wanna come in and invest in my life and I invest back and it's this beautiful cycle of friendship, awesome, love it. That has been a very valuable lesson for me in the past year, and I feel like it's only gonna help me grow as a person as I carry on through life, knowing when and with whom to place and invest my love and emotion and energy. Number 5, travel is life-changing. It is exhausting. It is expensive. It is exciting. It is exhausting. Did I say that already? But it's worth it. Oh, I know that I have changed as a person because of the things that I have seen in my life. And sometimes it's difficult to share those experiences with people. However, this venue, this relationship we have going, I value it so much because I find it is such a wonderful thing. And I just get all like, oh, when I think about it. It's so nice to be able to share my experiences with people who are genuinely interested. And for that, I appreciate each and every one of you. Back to the travel thing. It's so rewarding. I think that sometimes fear can hold us back, but if you push yourself to a place where maybe you're slightly uncomfortable and it's definitely out of your comfort zone, you're only going to grow and change as a person. And I feel like travel does that. These are memories that you get to take with you. And back to that previous point about material things not mattering, it's true. Like, you don't get to take your favorite purse with you when you're done on this earth. Do you know what I'm saying? But you get to take these beautiful memories and you get to have those with you and cherish those when your body is old and weak and not working, but the brain still ticks. Do you know what I'm saying? If you can, go travel. It's amazing. Number 6, patience. Patience, patience, patience. But patience specifically with myself in terms of my body. So having 2 kids now, I'm just finding that the weight is not leaving as fast as I would like, and I'm struggling with that. So aside from being a caregiver and a mother and a wife and a nurturer and a YouTuber and all of those things, I'm also a woman, and I value my body, and I like to look sexy and attractive, and I don't necessarily feel like that right now because I'm like breastfeeding around the clock and I'm not sleeping as often as I would like, and the weight is just it's stalling, and it's hard for me because I'm like 20 pounds overweight. So 10 pounds to my goal, and then like pre-baby 10 more pounds. Feels like I'll never get there. You mamas with babies know what I'm saying. Like after 2 kids, the stomach just doesn't quite shrink back to what it once was. Number 7, that 2015 is the year for me to make and achieve goals. I've never really sat down and said, these are my goals for 2015, measurable, attainable, realistic, and yet still something I want to achieve. And so this year, I'm doing it. And what I did first step was yesterday, I was out in the mall. I had some time by myself. It was awesome. And I picked up a planner. Here she is. And I have written out some goals, and I'm going to stay on top of them, and I'm going to share them with you. Maybe, I don't know, I'm scared because then that makes me totally accountable. And that's a little overwhelming, but I don't know, we'll see. I don't know. I've got goals, personal goals. I have goals about my YouTube channel. I have goals about my family. And I think that it's like all encompassing, and I'm just really excited. In 2014 is I didn't spend a lot of time thinking about that. I was pregnant for the beginning of it, and then I had a new baby, and then we were moving. So I feel like making goals and all of that kind of got lost in the shuffle, and I just felt a little bit like, what did I accomplish? Do you know what I mean? So yeah, 2015, goal making, goal achieving. It's gonna be my year. Number 8, you've heard me say this before. I'm gonna say it because it's something I definitely learned over the course of last year, is that this season of my life is that of young children. And some of you who don't have young kids might be like, why is she always saying that? And I think because there's a lot that you just can't do when you're being a mom, or when you're being a parent, or when you're putting your children and your family before yourself. You do not have disposable income to just spend on all sorts of fun things that you want for yourself. It's not there. I'd like it to be there, but it's not there. It's not a priority. You don't have the time for yourself. Like I have all of these things I would love to do with my channel, or all of these things I just love to do by myself. But I can't do them because I'm caring for my children, and that is more important to me than most things. I'm not saying that I always put myself second, because I don't think that's wise, but I am appreciative of the fact that this season, these cuddles, these snuggles, these wakings in the nights, the breastfeeding around the clock, all of this stuff is going to end at some point, and I will miss it, and I will look back on this part of my life and wish that I could just jump back in and experience those things. And I actually sometimes, like even now, feel a sense of sadness. Like, isn't it weird to miss something that you're currently experiencing? That's a weird feeling, because I know that this, like, every day that passes, Jack and Esme both get older, and Esme is so independent, and she's just becoming her own little person, and Jack is becoming less of a baby. I'm like, no, stop. Number 9, kind of playing off of what I've just said, is that nothing in life is really all that permanent. Like, everything passes. Every day you continue on your journey, and things change and people change. So try your best to be present. And that's something that I'm trying. And it's definitely not something that just comes naturally to people, to just be like, I'm present, I'm going to enjoy everything that is before me. No. I lose my patience. I get angry about stuff. I get tired, I get snappy, I get all of those things that everybody gets. But I'm also trying to be aware of that and try to be more conscious of the fact that shit gets crazy and shit got real. When Jackie was like 6 months old, I mean, friggin' A, we like left Malaysia. What? With a 6-month-old, fully breastfed baby, we sold everything. It was chaos, it was nuts. But I know that I took moments to be with friends and be with my children and be with my husband and take time for myself and all of those things. So it's just kind of nice. It's actually kind of a nice thing to know that nothing stays the same. Change is inevitable, and to just just own it. And the last takeaway for me for 2014 is that blondes really do have more fun. I know that my 30s are awesome, and everybody says that, like 30s are just awesome. And there's a sense of confidence that comes with being a grown woman. I feel good about life. I feel good that I am just enjoying things. Everything is not always great. In my vlogs, you know, I have down days. I feel like bleh sometimes too, and that's normal. And I'm just excited about things. I just don't feel scared to do anything. I decided I'm gonna dye my hair blonde, so I did it. And I've decided today I'm gonna wear false lashes, so I did it. And I'm going to just enjoy my people, and I'm going to drink a beer if I want to. I'm gonna drink too much coffee. I'm gonna do the things I like to do. And I'm not gonna worry terribly about what anybody else thinks about it, because how can you live an enjoyable life if you're so damn consumed and so damn concerned with everybody else thinks about you? Do you know what I'm saying? So screw it. Screw them. Screw the haters. What I see yesterday, it's some meme, and it was like, they hate us because they ain't us. Do you know what I'm saying? So just live your life. Do what makes you happy. Love the people around you. Live presently if you can. Don't sweat the small stuff. You know, less is more. I feel like all of my lessons learned in 2014 have a similar theme running through it. I suppose it's just like, life is constantly changing and evolving, and it's like flowing through you and around you. And the beauty is that if you're in a shitty time and you're feeling shitty about stuff, it's not going to stay shitty forever, because ultimately you have to go and choose a direction. You can choose to continue down the shitty path, or you could go down a different path and look at things in a different light and put a different perspective on things and try your best to just grab life by the horns and get everything out of it. And I hope for you, for 2015, that you get what you're looking for and that you set yourself on a path that allows you to attain your goals, because there is nothing like that feeling of success, that feeling of like, I did it. Do you know what I'm saying? So whatever it is, go for it. Let me know in the comments, what are your goals for 2015? What are you hoping to achieve? And maybe in a video coming up in the next week or so, we can discuss these goals. We can talk about them a little bit further. I hope you learned a little bit more about me. I hope you also learned that I need some practice with these false lashes, because I don't really know what I'm doing, but I like to have fun with makeup, and I had a little bit of free time. So you roll with it, n'est-ce pas? That's it, my friends. As usual, keep it real. I will see you in the next video, and have a very safe and happy new year. Bye, guys.
The aftermath. Happy to report, Esme and Jack were pleasantly spoiled. Everybody got a lot.